All right, mic check, mic check. 1 2 1 2. What's up, y'all? So I'm doing this video recap on Fannie Mae, FNMA. It was a multi-month breakout over this 330 area, um, and had a big day. So take a look at this 15-minute chart. I longed it just over the breakout level, um, right around 339 average. Got about 1,000 shares, and I held it through the course of the day into the afternoon, all the way up until the next day. A couple of mistakes I made on the trade. I should have just followed my plan and just sold into the strength and at the market open. I would have had a better average or better exit strategy. What I did was I ended up selling 400 of my 1,000 shares, right around $4, 3.96 and 401, and then I got caught into this panic. And looking at my trend lines, these trend lines were made during intraday trading on September 9th, so on this day. So these trend lines actually, held true until September 10th, which is today. Whenever it panicked all the way back down to this 354, 355 area, which was the initial breakout right here on Monday. So no surprise that it bounced off this level. Um, I ended up selling the rest of my shares a little bit above this level. I really just got shook out. Didn't really keep my eyes on big picture and was really caught off guard by this panic. So I still profited nicely. Closed about 450 bucks on here, but it shows me being negative because I was up more yesterday with my entire position than what I closed it at today. I actually bought it again um, during this candle when it was bouncing, but didn't get executed. And whenever this pulled back, it pulled back rather quickly, so I just cut it off, break even, um, just to protect my account. But if you look at this, even on the 15-minute chart, this was a nice bounce from the 355 area all the way back to the green, the previous close, which was 387, 388. That offered at least what, about 10%. Yeah, just about 10% in that bounce alone. So that's a decent pattern we look for. This morning panic dip buy opportunity. Um, um, this also ended up being the, if you look back on the daily chart, the first red day. So whenever it's well under this red green area, you can look to short this. There was plenty of shares to short of the stock. Um, you could have played shorting into the morning spike, which was like, you know, once it caught resistance in this low four area, you could have, started a short position right there. Um, or you can do it how I prefer to do it is whenever it crashes and bounces, you short the red green level. And that bounce short offers decent risk reward. So if you're short of that, and played it back down to the 350 area, that would offer 8%. And if you would have held it even longer, you could have, took almost 20% off on that play. So a couple of ways you can make money off of this particular pattern, and this particular pattern repeats a lot. So get used to it, get used to seeing how it looks, and get used to seeing it develop real time. Um, what I did is I just changed it to the 5 minute candle chart, zoomed out just so you can get another picture of, how it looks. So this was the breakout level over 331. Breakout is choppy. Breakouts are always choppy with OTCs, but it came, broke out, went up, came back, tested the breakout level, and bounced up and continued. So, textbook breakout, just a little bit more choppy than you would like. And then, of course, time of day here and broke out over the morning highs, right around 2 p.m. Eastern. So, perfect afternoon breakout. And you could have bought that on that Monday as well if you didn't buy the initial 331 breakout, or if you got shook out during this big drop, you could have waited to 2 p.m., bought the higher day break in the afternoon, and played it all the way to the close. If you played that to the close, you know that's a good 14% you could have capitalized on. But broke out, spiked into the close. Um, had a small spike, just enough to sell into, more than enough to sell into, and had a morning panic followed by a panic bounce and a panic or a fade off of that bounce. So let's look at the 1 minute candles to see exactly how this panned out. Look at this panic. So really, if you played the panic from, yep, so about 10%, bottom to top. And then if you short the top, played it to the low, about 18%. So definitely potential to make money off of this pattern. So that is what I did with Fannie Mae. I didn't play it the best. I actually am really disappointed in the sell into weakness right here. I know better than that, and that was pure emotions and psychology playing into the role. I was also dealing with, some bad Wi-Fi. My software froze around this time right here, so I didn't really see when the stock dropped underneath 4. I had to restart my software, and when it opened back up, I was already in, you know, the high 380s. So, and I was just seeing if you know, maybe it could bounce off a red green, or if it could bounce off of the 375 level, and then when it didn't do that and started fading off of this 360 area, I panicked. So, but yep, that is my play on Fannie Mae. Overall, I'll say I did pretty good, especially with these sales. Made about 17, 18% on my first couple of sales, and maybe about 5% on my panic sale. So overall, it's pretty good.